I want to be in a position to say that, like, wrestling has always been something I've wanted to do and has been a dream for me anyway. But I wish I could be in a position to say it was my dream and the next day I did it. But it's not how things worked out for me. I didn't start wrestling training until I was 29 years old. I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5. So there's been a good gap in between where I've always held wrestling in such high esteem, and it's been something that I've always been passionate about, dreamed of doing, wanted to do, but haven't ever done it. And it got to the point where I was like, right, you're turning 30 soon. 30 before 30, things you want to do before 30, that kind of stuff. I thought to myself, right, I'm going to go to do wrestling training. And then one day I just got up and went training. Literally, didn't have any, I had nothing going on that Saturday morning. I just thought, I'm going to go wrestling training. And then I just stuck with it ever since. And that's literally, I can't say anything influenced me majorly or propelled me towards that, but I literally just got up one morning, went and tried it out, only with the aim of just stepping in a ring and seeing what it felt like. And then we got put through it, so to speak, in training. The training was really tough. I was in a lot of pain. And this is coming from someone who, at the time, was a powerlifter. So I'm used to physical exertion, used to being in pain and having like sore muscles and that sort of stuff on a quite regular basis, sore joints as well on a quite regular basis. Someone who played American football, so I was used to being hit really hard and not being able to get out of bed the next day and that sort of thing. But then wrestling was just a complete different kind of pain and I guess fatigue on your body, and I just kept coming back for more. But you mentioned about you've seen me do other podcasts and stuff, and how I talked about just having this itch that wouldn't go away for wrestling. And when I started wrestling, I was very much happy with just being weekend warrior, wrestling on independence, just having fun, until it became increasingly possible that I was to be able to do it on the bigger stage. And I say that, I kind of say that now, not saying I've wrestled main event in WrestleMania, all that sort of stuff, but to be able to wrestle for the WWE on numerous occasions, live on WWE Network, do TV tapings, do house shows, then do things like extra work and all that sort of stuff for the WWE. That's pretty big, and not a lot of people have been in a position where they've been able to do that, and especially not be able to do that so soon into their journey. Sorry, I waffle, but
no, because it makes sense. Because here's the thing: I'm gonna cut him off here, ladies and gentlemen. Physically, never a chance, but in this interview, because I get it's a quirk of happenstance. You mentioned there, like I just decided to try it one day, and then it kind of became a thing. But you have to attribute it to something, because you've alluded to it there. You're talking about professions that demand so much out of you, from physical pain to this idea of, no, I'm just going to rest today, to, no, actually, I can't really afford to, I've got to stay sharp, I've got to stay on my game, I've got to get better. Bodybuilding is no different in that sense, because, of course, it is a relentlessly competitive industry to be in. This idea of, there must be something deeper, and I know there's something deeper. Maybe it's not a cognizant thing, but you talked about being spiritual in other interviews. There's an element of a sense of destiny with you. There's a sense of it. There's a flow. There's a reason. There's things that happen at moments in your career. What do you attribute your perseverance then? Because we're talking the better part, as near as makes no difference, a decade at this point. That's a long time to endure relentless physical, mental, financial, I'm sure, setbacks and hurdles. What do you attribute your perseverance to then, if not a deep-seated obsession and passion? Like, how do you maintain success?
I think, and this actually stretches. I was talking to someone that I work with about this in relation to going to the gym, and for me anyway, personally, the drive to kind of try things, work hard, train, all that sort of stuff isn't driven by the fact that I actually like doing it. I despise it. I hate it. The gym, for example, I hate going to the gym. It's honestly the best time for me in going to the gym is when I leave. So I hate going to the gym. I hate exercise. Whilst I enjoyed wrestling training because of what it is, insight into a form of entertainment that I've always loved. It hurt. I didn't enjoy the pain side. I got anxious going to wrestling training every time. I still do. But what I hate most or more is the alternative. So, we talk about me going to the gym. The alternative to me not going to the gym, going to the gym is not going to the gym, and I hate that more than going to the gym. So I go. The alternative for me not pursuing wrestling, despite the fact that it hurts, it has a physical and mental toll on you, and it consumes a lot of your spare time in your life, is the thought of failing and not being able to do it. So, and that's one of the things that kept me away actually from doing wrestling and going into and training and stuff, is the fact that I love this sport, form of entertainment so much that if I try it and I fail, that will ruin my love for it. So that's actually what kept me away from doing it, from why I started so late. Because there's been times in my life where I've thought about doing it. Like when I went to university, I made the decision I was either going to play American football or go wrestling training. And I picked American football purely because of the social aspect, wanting to meet new people, wanted to be a jock essentially. But I chose that over wrestling. Then when I finished university, I decided, right, do I want to try wrestling training? Because there was like I went to university in Nottingham, so there was a school in Nottingham that I knew of at the time when I was at uni. Don't know who runs it now, or if it exists or whatever, because this is quite a while ago. And then when I moved back home, I was aware there was wrestling school in Kent, so not too far from me. But again, I chose to stick with American football. I then went into powerlifting, and then once I went into powerlifting, I was like, yeah, wrestling's not going to work concurrently because they both hurt. And then, like I say again, I went and tried wrestling training, but my passion for wrestling and not wanting to lose that passion is what kept me from trying it. If that makes sense. So I didn't want to take how I felt about the whole wrestling and the wrestling sport or wrestling form of entertainment, or however you want to call it. So yeah.